Are you looking to save money while also reducing your environmental footprint? In today's video, I wanted to share 10 sustainable product swaps and ideas that not only help you go green, but also save you money in the long run. Hey everyone, I'm Andy. And while I'm just mentioning 10 here, there are definitely more, but I wanted to focus on the beginner and some of the changes we made when we first started. Because let's face it, not everyone's ready to buy solar panels or an EV. So there's a lot of talk these days about the cost of everything from eggs to gas. And it's true. I also continue to hear that living sustainable is not even feasible or even affordable. And at one time, that may have been true, but it's just not anymore. So let's get into it. First up, let's talk about napkins. Say goodbye to disposable paper napkins and give reusable cloth napkins a try. Like toilet paper, paper napkins are made from wood pulp, which comes from cutting down trees. Now, this process uses a lot of water and releases greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. In fact, producing a single ton of paper napkins requires 17 trees and 24.5 gallons of water and produces up to 7.5 pounds of greenhouse gases. So not only are cloth napkins better for the environment, but they can also save you money in the long run. Step 2. Now, LED bulbs are not only energy efficient, but they're also cost effective. Replacing traditional incandescent bulbs with LED bulbs will save you money in your electricity bills. They last much longer and they consume less energy, making them a total win-win for your wallet and the planet. Next on the list is ridding yourself of Ziploc storage bags. This was one of the first swaps we did when we were first on this journey. Now, we use a mix between reused glass jars or mason jars and LO bags. And we use them for so much stuff from cheese to snacks to vegetables and fruit and a ton more. And I can't stress enough how good these are at keeping our food fresher for longer periods of time. So not only have we removed the waste from thousands of plastic bags, but we also save money on keeping our food longer. The next money saver we incorporated was reducing our trash waste by 75%. By recycling and composting, we went from 8 to 9 bags of trash a week down to 2, maybe 3. Now, this wasn't an overnight thing. Recycling was harder than we thought because it was a bit complicated, learning what our local dump would accept and what they wouldn't. But once we did, we were surprised at how much food packaging and products are recycled. Now, that said, we can buy a small package of trash bags and it lasts us months before we ever have to buy them again. Now, this was another one that we got started on pretty early in our process. My wife drinks a lot of coffee every morning. And so we used to have a Keurig, and while it was a neat thing, it was incredibly wasteful. So we got rid of the Keurig and got a coffee pot and some stainless steel coffee filters. So we don't ever have to buy coffee filters again, which saves us a little bit of money. It's not a lot, but it is a cost savings. Now, step 6, get a bidet. This has become one of our favorite swaps. We have been using a bidet for about 9 months now, and we can't stand going to the bathroom anywhere else. Since then, we bought another one for our main bathroom. So we still have one bathroom that we haven't gotten an attachment for. It's mainly used for our oldest daughter, and she's still a little bit unsure about using it, but we're working on it. Now, that said, a 9-roll toilet paper package has lasted us for so long. I can't even remember the last time we bought toilet paper, and we did a video on this a while back. Toilet paper use in America is responsible for the removal of 15 million trees a year in the United States. That kind of impact just isn't sustainable. You're probably asking yourself, well, how do we wipe or dry ourselves after doing our business, right? Well, some people still use toilet paper, but they end up using a lot less. We, however, use what we call bum towels. That's no different than when we get out of the shower and dry ourselves off. The same process applies here. We have a neat little box that fits on the side of our toilet for the clean ones, and then when we're done using our business, we just drop the towels in the trash can on the other side of our toilet, and it just works out there. When that fills up, we just then put those in the washing machine and we're done. Now, not only do we save a lot of trees, but we also save a lot of money. And as an added bonus, when the world goes crazy, when there's another pandemic and buys all the toilet paper, we're not going to have much to worry about. Now, step 7. Let's just talk about disposable plates, cups, and plastic silverware. Now, my wife's family likes to use these when we get together. Look, I totally get it. When there's a lot of people, the last thing we want to be doing is all the dishes. But at the same time, everyone can and should pitch in to help. The US is projected to use 260 million disposable cups and plates this year. This was something we used to do in our own home. We used to buy disposable plates for everyday use when there was literally a dishwasher 3 feet away from the trash. So when we started making better choices for a more sustainable life, we knew we didn't have enough regular plates and utensils. So we went to our local Goodwill and found some extra plates, forks, and all that kind of stuff. So not only did we reduce our waste, but we reused items and saved from never buying those items again. Next, let's talk about air filters. We all have them, and they all need to be replaced on a regular basis. Not only is the air filter itself not recyclable or compostable, but none of the packaging is either, which is so wasteful. So I've been doing some research on more sustainable options and found these from Trophy Air. Each filter has 4 layers of high-grade aluminum and 2 layers of electrostatic material. I saw a couple other YouTubers do some various testing, and the end results were that the dirty Trophy Air filters let just as much air through as your basic 3M filter that was clean, and that's what you want. I'm not an HVAC expert by any stretch, but I know that you don't want your AC unit struggling for air. You want good airflow intake, which also creates good airflow coming out of the vents. Now, one thing I did hear is that you need to hose spray these outside or in the shower, but they take a while to dry, and you absolutely do not want to put those back in while they're still wet, because you will get mold, and then that moldy air will be going through your vents. So to be safe, I've heard some people just buying 2. They'll wash theirs, and then once they're washing one of those, they'll have a clean one ready to go in, and that way it gives a month or 2 for that other one to dry, and then the cycle kind of continues. So you'll never have to buy air filters again, which will save you a lot of money, but then you'll also have no waste. And from the videos I watched, they worked better than the normal filters. So step 9 and 10 go sort of together. Neither of them are any sort of product swap, but a mindset. Try to develop a minimalist mindset. Believe it or not, you might already know some people who are doing that. Maybe it's even a neighbor. Try joining a Buy Nothing group, or maybe your neighborhood has a free cycle Facebook page. If you're old enough to remember, people used to get to know their neighbors and wouldn't mind asking to borrow some things, right? Now the same can be true. There are a lot of people in these groups that still believe in being neighborly and letting you borrow a tool if you need, or some cookware, or whatever. Possibilities are endless. I mentioned this in another video where I put out on our neighborhood page. Our daughter was looking to practice on how to use a combination lock before she started school, because this is the first time that she would have a locker. I just put out a little notice on our neighborhood Facebook page, and 2 people offered to let us borrow theirs. We had it for 2 weeks, and after those 2 weeks, we returned it. We spent no money, created no waste, and I didn't have to find a place to store something I would probably never use again. Plus, it just helped to foster a friendly community with a neighbor. And last but not least, but probably the most important and biggest money saver that also happens to be the best outcome for the environment, is stop buying stuff altogether. Obviously, I'm exaggerating. Sort of. There's an enormous feeling of freedom that I get from not being pressured to buy things just to fit in with those around me. And if we need something, we get it. But I'm no longer a slave to my own emotions when it comes to having the newest phone or gadget or Stanley Cup, right? If something is broke, we fix it instead of throwing it away and buying new. Again, it wasn't something that happened overnight, but it has saved us money. And as you can imagine, there is no waste. Again, I can't stress enough how big this was for us. So there you have it. 10 sustainable product swaps to help you save money and reduce your environmental impact. Which swaps are you excited to try? Which ones are you doing that maybe are not on this list? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more eco-friendly tips. Thanks for watching.